All right, as soon as the clock starts working, then we will go. Here we go. All right, how much money will it take to see Luke watch Floyd Mayweather walking out to face the pain to fight Tenshin Nasukawa in an MMA fight? Well, I got to tell you, if he fought Tenshin in an MMA fight, you could play Face the Pain as the soundtrack to the fight. I would still watch it. Next. Would you rank Yair's KO of the Zombie in the UFC's top 5 of all-time KOs? Now, I have to think about that for a second. I don't know exactly. I've never put together an informal list of the list of KOs. So I don't know, but I got to tell you, that's one of the most interesting KOs ever. And if it's not in the top 5, has to be in the top 10. Next. Would the whole hugging and high-fiving thing in the main event be a topic today had Yair not finished the fight? I doubt that Dana and the UFC would have given Fight of the Night without that finish. Great fight, though. I listen from Brazil every week. Well, what's up, Brazil? The high-fiving did get annoying, but it was still a pretty great fight independent of that. Someone actually introduced a theory to me. They were saying that at the end, Yair raises his hands, like the very last 10 seconds, and it may have thrown off the Korean Zombie, which is why he charged like that. I ultimately don't buy that argument because I'm going to show you that that's probably not true, but it's an interesting theory nonetheless. But in any case, it might have, had the fight been boring. Well, certainly they wouldn't be in contention for Fight of the Night at that point, but Dana would have come down on him if the fight was boring. But even with it, the fight was pretty great. Next. Will El Pantera get a title shot? Ooh. Frankie's still kind of out there. Maybe they do a rematch. The Zabit fight still is holding people's attention with good reason, so probably not. Probably not. But he's close. What a comeback. Incredible. Next. So who does Germain de Randamie fight next? Good question. I'm not sure where she goes from here. Where do they have with the rankings? Because at bantamweight, it's just sort of this weird moment, right? Like, what do you do with all these people? I would say, I pull up women's bantamweight here. She's currently sitting at 5. She just beat 4. You've got Pena, Ketlin Vieira, and then Holly. So I guess Ketlin, probably, unless Juliana comes back. I don't know who else it could be because they're not going to give her Cyborg, right? And she's not going to take Cyborg. So I don't know. Probably those, maybe Kat Zingano, something like that. We'll have to see. Next. Did you watch Usyk versus Bellew? What are Usyk's chances against top heavyweights as Joshua Wilder and Fury? Well, he has a bit of a size discrepancy, obviously, Usyk. Yeah, I did watch on DAZN. It was incredible, right? Usyk just ran through. Well, actually, he had some trouble early, but then when he took over, he just ran away with it. Guy cleaned out that division in 2 years. 2 years it took him to clean out cruiserweight. So how would he do against the top heavyweights like Joshua Wilder and Fury? I don't really know. First of all, we need to see exactly. Joshua, I don't know, man. He's part of me thinks the size discrepancy is too big. Part of me also thinks that Usyk is a better boxer than all of them. But the Wilder and Fury one, since they got a fight coming up in December, I actually want to see where they're at against one another before I can make a clean call. Wilder's power is astronomical, but he's not nearly the boxer that Usyk is. And Fury, how is Fury after all he's been through? It'll be interesting to see. Next. With a UFC show on literally every week for 9 straight weeks from the Smith-Ozdemir to the Lee Iaquinta fight, do you think that the company is burning its fans out? Bro, they've been doing this for years. This year has seen a huge drop in viewership and buy rates, and I feel too many shows might be mainly to blame. The thing is, they've always promoted it as like, well, if you didn't want to watch this fight, just skip it and watch the next one. But the problem with that is 2 things. Number one, there's actually continuity between events. Like if you just pick up on the big ones, you miss a lot of stuff in between, and that ultimately can create hurdles to becoming re-engaged with the sport. And secondly, I don't think it's meant to be consumed like that. The sport is much more about just peaking all the time, much like the athletes themselves, rather than just banquet food that you're shipping out constantly. It's not meant to be treated like a baseball regular season. Each one is supposed to have independent and extraordinary value. And when it doesn't follow that model, the results speak for themselves. Next, last one. It has to be Justin Gaethje that Cerrone was talking about as an exciting opportunity in his move back to 155. I'm 100% on that. Your thoughts? Man, if it ain't, there's a crime happening. Because that is absolutely the fight to make at this point.